Welcome to the winner's announcement video for the 2021 BookTube Prize. My name is Robert Sheard and I'm the director of the BookTube Prize Foundation. While it's sad that we're not meeting in person to make this announcement this year as part of the BookTube Prize Festival, I have hope that we'll be able to meet again in person in October of 2022 for next year's prize announcement. This has been the third year for the BookTube Prize, and the past 2 years have been in extraordinary circumstances. In some ways, it's remarkable that we even survived those years intact. Nevertheless, the event has grown each year, and I'm extremely proud and thrilled to hear from the judges that this event gave them something positive on which to focus in these dark times. For this year's event, we had more than 240 judges representing more than 30 countries, by far our biggest judge pool. And to the judges, I can't thank you enough for your involvement and support throughout the year. This project literally does not happen without your participation. As we move into 2022, however, we'll need even more judges because we're hoping to add a third division, fiction in translation. I hope each of you returns to judge again next year and can recruit one or two members of the bookish social media community to join us. We began in January with a preliminary nomination list in both fiction and nonfiction, and our judges voted for the books they wished to see take part in our competition. And then the competition began in February with 48 books in each of our divisions. Each of those 96 books, which you just saw in the book cover montage, was read by at least 9 judges in the octafinals round. At the end of that round, we cut our field in half and repeated the process with even larger judge panels for the quarterfinals and then again for the semifinals. By the end of July, we had our 6 finalists for each division. And for the past 2 months, more than 100 judges have been reading and ranking those finalists to determine our gold, silver, and bronze medalists. Let's get to the results. Let's take a look first at the finalists in nonfiction. The first finalist is Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents by Isabel Wilkerson. The Pulitzer Prize-winning, best-selling author of The Warmth of Other Suns examines the unspoken caste system that has shaped America and shows how our lives today are still defined by a hierarchy of human divisions. The second finalist is The Dead Are Arising, The Life of Malcolm X by Les Payne and Tamara Payne. Winner of the 2021 Pulitzer Prize, this biography of Malcolm X draws on hundreds of hours of the author's interviews, rewriting much of the known narrative. Les Payne, the Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative journalist, embarked in 1990 on a nearly 30-year-long quest to interview anyone he could find who had actually known Malcolm X. All living siblings of the Malcolm Little family, classmates, street friends, cellmates, Nation of Islam figures, FBI moles and cops, and political leaders from around the world. The third finalist is After the Last Border, Two Families and the Story of Refuge in America by Jessica Goudot. A journalist offers an intimate look at the lives of 2 refugee women, a Christian from Myanmar and a Muslim from Syria, as they settle into life in Austin, Texas, linking their stories with the history of the nation's refugee policies. The fourth finalist is Red Comet, The Short Life and Blazing Art of Sylvia Plath by Heather Clark. A new biography of Sylvia Plath that focuses on her remarkable literary and intellectual achievements while restoring the woman behind the long-held myths about her life and art. With access to never-before-seen materials, including unpublished letters and manuscripts, court, police, and psychiatric records, and new interviews, Heather Clark paints a picture of Plath's work and life. The fifth finalist is Our Bodies, Their Battlefields, War Throughout the Lives of Women by Christina Lamb. Longtime intrepid war correspondent Christina Lamb makes us witness to the lives of women in wartime. The sixth finalist is Inferno, a memoir of motherhood and madness by Catherine Cho. Inferno is the memoir of a young mother who is separated from her newborn son and husband when she's involuntarily committed to a psychiatric ward in New Jersey after a harrowing bout of postpartum psychosis. For the BookTube Prize, we announced the top 3 books, our gold, silver, and bronze medalists. In nonfiction, the bronze medalist is Red Comet, The Short Life and Blazing Art of Sylvia Plath by Heather Clark. The silver medalist is Our Bodies, Their Battlefields, War Through the Lives of Women by Christina Lamb. And our gold medalist, the 2021 winner of the BookTube Prize in Nonfiction, is Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents by Isabel Wilkerson. Let's turn now to the finalists in fiction. The first finalist is Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stewart. This debut novel set in Glasgow, Scotland, tells the heart-wrenching story of a young boy, outcast by his community due to his gender nonconformity and sexuality, and his alcoholic mother, whose love is only matched by her pride. The second finalist is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. The Me Too movement forces a struggling young woman to confront the abusive relationship that defines her sexual and romantic past. The third finalist is The Prettiest Star by Carter Sickles. Lambda Literary Emerging Writer Award-winning author Carter Sickles takes readers back to the AIDS crisis as it unfolded in small-town America. When HIV-positive Brian returns from New York to his hometown of Chester, Ohio, news of his illness travels fast as he and his family endure painful ostracism, and Brian's friend from the city flies in to help. The fourth finalist is The Death of Vivek Oji by Akwaeke Emezi. The acclaimed author of Freshwater returns with a novel about Vivek Oji, a Nigerian youth whose outward male appearance belied his female gender identity, a disconnect that isolated him from his community and family, members of which remember Vivek's life in flashbacks. The fifth finalist is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. The author of the acclaimed novel The Mothers returns with the story of 2 light-skinned African-American sisters who run away from their oppressive town in 1954 Louisiana, one of whom returns home years later with her daughter, while the other passes as a wealthy white woman. Despite the miles and choices that separate the sisters, their lives are fated to intersect once again as their own daughters find one another. The sixth finalist is Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. Winner of the 2020 Women's Prize for Fiction, Hamnet takes place in England, 1580. A penniless young Latin tutor falls in love with an extraordinary, eccentric young woman. Agnes understands plants and potions better than she does people, But once she settles with her husband on Henley Street in Stratford, she becomes a fiercely protective mother and a steadfast force in the life of her young husband, whose gifts as a writer are just beginning to awaken when his beloved young son succumbs to bubonic plague. As we did in nonfiction, we'll announce the top 3 books, our gold, silver, and bronze medalists. In fiction, the bronze medalist is The Prettiest Star by Carter Sickles. The silver medalist is Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stewart. And our gold medalist, the 2021 winner of the BookTube Prize in Fiction, is Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. Thank you once again to all our judges, and thank you all for watching this video. Sometime later this week, I'll be posting the Call for Judges video for next year's BookTube Prize. If you'd like to be a judge next year, please look out for that video, which will include a link to the sign-up form. And if you're a numbers junkie like I am, the complete voting results for every round are available in a PDF file on the homepage of our website, booktubeprize.org. Thanks again for watching, and happy reading, everyone.